everyone, Renee here. This video is going to be all about Korean sunscreens. Last year was bountiful with the relaunch of all the new Korean sunscreens. I found it quite daunting to pick favorites and then share about it because if I liked one, there were many that were similar. So I thought it might be really helpful to talk about my favorites, but also do a comparison between the different Korean sunscreens that are out there. This video is in partnership with Stellana, where we can just access all this Asian beauty and other things as well, but at really good prices. So of course, I've got extra savings for you. So please check in the description box where you will find savings on top of more savings and bundles and all of that. There's so many Korean sunscreens that I love for exactly the same reasons. I'm going to share with you what I personally perceive the subtle differences to be between them, and maybe that can help you make a determination of what you may want to try. So I'm going to start with the lighter weight formulas that are more suitable for those with normal to oilier skin types, or anyone who just prefers something lighter weight and a more velvety finish. And move on to the more creamier moisturizing formulas that are great for normal to dry skin types, or during like particularly drier seasons and climates that have a more glowy, radiant, moisturized finish. The difference between these textures are really quite subtle, but there is a difference. I'm going to start with a more recent launch from PURITO, their Daily Soft Touch Sunscreen with an SPF of 50 plus and a PA of 4 pluses. This is PURITO's second sunscreen launch, so I want to talk a bit about some of the differences to their original Daily Go-To sunscreen, which I find to be really universally pleasing. So for the Soft Touch sunscreen, I would say that it has a slightly more mattifying effect. It's quite subtle, but it's there. The Soft Touch is just such a comfortable sunscreen to wear. It applies beautifully. It is very weightless, but also it does remove shine. There's also no scent or fragrance, and this is great for normal to oilier skin types, or anyone who has a preference that runs towards more mattifying and shine-free finishes. This uses all chemical or organic filters. The Daily Go-To has a mixture. This also contains titanium dioxide. I love that neither of these are extreme. I do like just subtle differences for situational sunscreen wearing. So there are a few more similar lightweight formulas that I love that I feel give a really velvety finish rather than a glowy one, and are really well suited for those with oilier skin types. These two have the same base formula. These leave no cast and use all organic or chemical UV filters, including one that I really love called Mixoral XS. It's a powerful and stable UVA filter that was previously only in the L'Oreal sunscreens, at least the ones outside of the US, of course. And it's in some of my favorite, most trusted sunscreens from La Roche-Posay and Thelios line or Garnier. So it's really exciting to actually see this filter in these sunscreens. I'm going to talk first about the TOCOBO Watery Sun Cream with an SPF of 50 plus and a PA of 4 pluses. The texture of the TOCOBO is like a hydrating, creamy gel. It is actually very gel-like. This isn't moisturizing. This is a nice light layer to apply over your moisturizer. It feels hydrating at first because of its, refreshing gel texture, but it dries down really quickly into almost weightless velvet finish on your skin, and makeup applies really lovely over this. It has that kind of jasmine tea scent, or like white florals. From Bellflower, their Watermelon Fresh Sunscreen SPF 50 with a PA of 4 pluses. I mentioned this last year with the other Bellflower sunscreens that were really such a pleasant surprise. I would say this one is an even lighter version of the TOCOBO. So this texture is even more weightless. In fact, I would say it's a gel texture. It's not even really creamy. It's just a lightweight gel that dries down really quickly. This feels thinner and is almost balancing on the skin. A great sunscreen for the summertime, or if you just really have oilier skin. This also has no added scent to it or fragrance. Another new sunscreen I've been trying, which again I feel would fare well with the normal to oilier skin types, is this one from Ottie, their Water Barrier Sunscreen with an SPF of 50 plus and a PA of 4 pluses. This I love using as a makeup primer. This has that very lightweight, creamy texture, and as you apply it, it's smoothed into this super thin layer, dries down immediately, and just everything is smoothed out and blurred. This also has that almost mattifying effect. It kind of gets rid of any excess shine. It really is great under makeup, and weightless. Again, there is a very light, subtle floral fragrance, which to me it's not long lasting. It's most noticeable while I'm applying. If I was really pushed to choose a favorite out of all the ones that are quite similar that I'm talking about today, then for me would probably be from Isntree, their hyaluronic acid watery sun gel with an SPF of 50 plus and a PA of 4 pluses. It's just one of those like Goldilocks but with sunscreens kind of situations. I think that the texture, it gets it just right for what I want. There's no scent, the finish, it's not too velvet, it's not too radiant. It's got that perfect texture between, you know, gel and cream where it's a little more gelish, but it isn't so lightweight that it's nothingness. It's also quite hydrating as well. It's very refreshing on the skin. My skin feels plump after using it. It sits well under makeup. It's great during the summertime, but also good during colder, drier weather months as well. Now I'm going to go through 5 different sunscreens that I've loved. They have the same base formula, however, there are some subtle differences. I will talk through them from the lighter consistencies to the creamier ones. I definitely feel that these can suit a broader range of preferences, skin types, skin conditions, from dry to oily. From Skin 1004 Centella line, their Hyalu-Cica Water Fit Sun Serum with SPF 50 and a PA of 4 pluses. So this to me is a primer sunscreen. It's very lightweight, smooths out everything, even has a little bit of a blurring effect and also takes away some shine. Initially, when you're applying it, it feels really comforting, but everything just dries down, flattens out. This has 0 fragrance to it and really is quite elegant. Benton's AirFit UV Defense Sun Cream has an SPF of 50 plus with a PA of 4 pluses. So this has a slightly more hydrating texture to me, but also it's cooling when you apply it. It's quite refreshing. It has an almost medicinal scent to it. It's actually rosemary. In this, it just smells slightly medicinal, and I think it's coupled with the cooling effect and how it's just a bit hydrating when you first apply it. This dries down really quickly again and does feel very primerish as well, sits very nicely under makeup. Mary & May's Cica Soothing Sun Cream with an SPF of 50 and a PA of 4 pluses is a bit more hydrating, but also a little moisturizing as well. It's still very lightweight. For those with dehydrated and dry skin, this is comforting, but I don't feel it is enough to replace a moisturizer. Unless you have oily skin, then it's a really nice, very lightweight moisturizer. It's a creamy but hydrating texture and has a subtle scent to it, which is most obvious while you're applying. It doesn't linger really. Beauty of Joseon, their Relief Sun Rice and Probiotic Sunscreen with an SPF of 50 plus and a PA of 4 pluses. Hugely popular. I've talked about this so much already. This is the formula I absolutely use during the winter months and also during any of the drier or transitional seasonal weather as well, because it is so comforting to my skin. It's lightly moisturizing, it's hydrating, it gives my skin that moisturized, hydrated glow. During the hotter, more humid months, this can replace a moisturizer. A formula that I would say is probably the most similar would be this one from Bellflower again, their Avocado Moisture Sunscreen with an SPF of 50 and a PA of 4 pluses. This also has no scent and has the same really comforting, creamy texture that is hydrating, but it's also moisturizing. It feels so nice to apply. It's just a true comfort, especially for dehydrated and drier skin or during colder, drier months. It gives my skin that really natural moisturized finish, which is what I love. I just love a good glow. Another creamier moisturizing formula is this one from Dr. Ciracle, their Cica Region Vegan Sun with an SPF of 50 and a PA of 4 pluses. So I've been really enjoying this one. It has the same base formula as the Ottie and the Bellflower Watermelon. So this also has the Mixoral SX filter in it. I just like it because it is a bit more moisturizing, a bit more creamy. On me, it actually makes everything look really nice and smoothed out and moisturized and sits really well under makeup. Again, this is something that could be worn over moisturizer, especially if you have drier skin, and it can be a replacement too. This has a slight herbal scent to it, which is not dissimilar from the Benton rosemary, although it's not as strong. I've also been trying out some new sun sticks, although I will be doing a video that's completely focused on all my favorite sun sticks. These new ones, the Mary & May Vegan Peptide Bakuchiol Sunstick with an SPF of 50 and a PA of 4 pluses, and Beauty of Joseon's Matte Sunstick, which is their collaboration with Glow by Ramon. These two are both more on the matte side, so they're not glowy, they're weightless, completely weightless, and I will review them more with some of my other favorites. So that's it. I hope you found this helpful, and don't forget, I've got extra savings for you. Go to the description box down below for the deals and the bundles and all of that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching as usual, and until next time, I'm wishing you great skin health. Bye!